Welcome, everybody. My name is Tad Stevens. I am the director here at cpethink.com. And today we have Lauren Fogelman with us again. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you so much, Tad. Are you ready for me to go?
Just a quick note to everybody that the one question final exam to indicate that you did attend the webinar and that will trigger our system to generate your certificate of completion will be available by the end of the webinar or shortly thereafter. Just give it a few minutes if it's not, and it will show up. Any questions, let us know in the chat during the webinar. I will be monitoring the chat while Lauren is doing the presentation. So Lauren, it's all yours.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say welcome. I am so happy that you are joining us today, and really want to first acknowledge you because I know you're busy working in your business, and joining us today is an opportunity to get an insight, one tip you can immediately implement to really raise the level of services you're offering your clients and put you squarely on the path to your dream firm. Joining us today for those insights is working on your business. So today's topic is build advisory services into your accounting firm to increase your revenue and boost your client's success. When John F. Kennedy declared the U.S. was going to be the first country to plant its flag on the moon, he didn't know how that was going to happen. The materials hadn't even been invented yet. Russia had already launched a cosmonaut into the space and safely brought them back, but we didn't know if we could do that. And it was actually his team of advisors who turned his vision into a reality. They were able to put together all their efforts, their brains, to make it happen and be the first to plant our flag on the moon. So that is really the essence of what we're talking about, is how to help someone, one of your clients, take their vision and turn it into a reality because they have you as a resource. If you find that your clients view you more as a technician and they don't really understand your expertise, they don't see the value that you offer to them and how you can make a difference for them, or possibly that you've been thinking about building advisory services into your firm, you're just not sure how, then you are absolutely in the right place today. Steve is not able to join us, so it's going to be me the whole time. And a little bit about me is I am a sports psychologist turned business coach. What I have found is that my education, my training has given me what I need to do what I do really, really well. But it also prepared me to be an employee working for someone else instead of a business owner or employer. Because of that, there were actually three things that I needed to figure out to be able to have a business that I run instead of one that runs me. And the very first thing was how to be able to communicate my value, especially because I didn't really understand what my clients valued, and I focused on what I needed. So how to be able to have those right words in order for clients to see the value of working with me. And then after communicating my value, it was about how to enroll clients into working with me when I didn't really like the sales part. I don't want to push someone into working with me. So how to engage them and wanting to know more and moving forward without being salesy. And then the third part was how to price my services when I didn't want to connect my fees to time. And that's what I found accounting professionals benefit from also, is being able to communicate value, how to enroll new clients when they don't want to be salesy, and how to be able to earn more when they separate their fees from time. As you can see, I have been listed as one of the top 22 business coaches by HubSpot from 2018 to 2022, and that is my Amazon #1 bestseller, The Success Solution. Now, as you're thinking about shifting into the role of being a consultant, having advisory services, really being a client-centered firm, then you want to think about the golden rule. And the golden rule is where it's you before me, so your clients come first, and really understanding what's important to them, what they care about, what matters, what they feel is going to make a difference in the level of services that they're able to offer their clients. So you really want to think about what their needs are first and where they're going on their business journey. And once you're able to do that, then you're going to be asking certain questions that help you to understand what is top of mind for them, whether it's frustrations or maybe aspirations and places where they want to go to. And then the third part of the golden rule is to really attentively listen to what it is that they are sharing with you. So those are the three parts of the golden rule: is you before me. You really want to understand what's coming from their point of view, what matters to them. Advisors put their clients first and focus on the top needs of their clients. And then you want to be able to assess what's going on by asking questions that help you get a better picture as to where they're going and what their concerns are. And then the third part, which is really important, seems so easy and so much overlooked but makes a difference, is attentively listening to what it is that they care about, getting it from their point of view, and not just that, but really being able to speak to it in their language in a way that they understand, as opposed to putting your terms and your spin on it. So really think about how they say things and repeat it back to them in the way that they said it, instead of using maybe the proper words based on what you know from being an accounting professional. What we're going to cover today is integrate advisory services into your firm, your kickstart strategy, and then how to rise up as a valued advisor. I will absolutely give you as much as I possibly can in a short amount of time today. If you're interested in knowing more, I will be sharing a resource during the training today, as well as a way for us to have further conversations. Now, when I talk with accounting professionals, what I found is that so many of them have a business and they make a big difference for their clients, but they also find that they're working too many hours, they have to sacrifice, and it takes away from their lifestyle instead of having a business that actually raises the quality of life. And because of that, I've developed the Raise Your Rate system. The formula is a series of 5 steps, and if you really just take the essence of these 5 steps, you'll begin to see that you're working with a better quality client. You're able to have someone who's not as price sensitive, and it actually raises the quality of life for your personal life, as well as serving your clients at a higher level. And I'm just going to go through each of these real quickly. So the very first step of the Raise Your Rates formula is high value clients, because in the beginning, you might be accepting a wide range of clients from low value to high value. And you realize that some clients are a joy to work with, they're responsive, they want to get insights from you, and they actually apply your suggestions. And then there's other clients you might have that you tolerate. You really feel that they don't appreciate you, they treat you more like an employee than as a consultant or business owner, or possibly that as soon as you get a communication from them, you feel that your heart starts racing, it throws off your entire day, and you just hope to avoid it for as long as possible. So you have a range of clients from low value to high value in the beginning, and what we want to do is understand what is it that is important to your high value clients, what are the qualities of high value clients, and be able to then become attentive at that in order to bring more of those high value clients into your firm. And then the second thing you want to understand is communicating your value. And this is what we're taking a deep dive into today. What that means is understanding that the needs or the wants of low value clients actually differs from what your higher value clients want and need. And the way that you communicate that can actually appeal to your high value clients to where they want to know more, they want to have further conversations with you, and engage your services at a higher level. So understanding what's important to your high value clients and then being able to communicate that to them has them wanting to engage your services and working with you at a higher level. And then step number 3 is package your services. This is where you might have on your website, on the services page, a long laundry list of all the different things that you can offer your clients. And all those are important services, but your clients don't always understand what they mean. So what we want to do is, instead of having all these a la carte items, we're going to bundle services together that actually achieve a particular goal or outcome that is really valuable to your clients. And by packaging your services together, it starts to allow you to earn more for what you're doing for your clients because you're separating fees from time. Number four is value pricing. Value pricing is different with how you price your services than the traditional hourly rate or cost plus fixed fees. What you're doing with value pricing is you're starting to understand the value from the client's point of view instead of your point of view. And when you start to move in this direction, you value pricing your services, it's actually possible to earn 2 to 3 times more with no additional time spent working. So just think about that. If you could earn 2 to 3 times more and you're not working any additional hours, how would that make a difference for you as well as your firm? And then step number 5 is consultation mastery. And with this, if you don't like the sales part, this is absolutely for you. This is how to have those initial consultations, or maybe you're having a client meeting with a current client and you want to be able to talk about raising your rates with them, but it's about having consultations with clients and being able to have them see the value of working with you and wanting to move forward and engage your services at that higher level. So those are the 5 steps of the Raise Your Rates formula. Number 1 is high value clients. Number 2 is communicate your value. Number 3 is package your services. Number 4 is value pricing. And number 5 is consultation mastery. Now we're going to get started with integrating advisory services into your firm. And right now we have a poll. So Tad, if you want to go ahead and launch that. And the very first thing to think about is, do you offer advisory services? It's something I offer clients and get paid for. It's something I don't know how to charge for. It's in the works. I'm still gathering information about how it works. And
Okay.
thank you, Tad.
We have a few responses coming in. We have about 3 or 4 more. So if you will please answer the poll, then we'll get that displayed and keep going. All right. 1 or 2 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Close the poll. All right. Let's see. All right. We have 17%. It's something I offer. We have no one on answer number 2. We have 25%. It's in the works. And a little over half, 58%, still gathering information about how it works.
Perfect. And also, because Tad, you're doing such a great job on monitoring the chat. Also, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to put them there. And then during our next poll, I am going to be happy to answer them for you. Your highest value. Now, when you think about your highest value, it might be your time and your cost, because you went ahead and invested a lot of time, money, and effort to gaining the skill set and understanding how to do what you do really, really well. But when you're looking at your highest value from your client's point of view, what they care most about is what you know, not what you do. Let me put this in a different perspective. When let's talk about building a new house. As the builder, you care about the materials, the lumber, the people that are helping to build the house, and be able to have it meet code, and be able to then have it where your customers can move into it. So as the builder, you're interested in all the technical aspects of being able to build a solid house for your customers. But as the customer, you are interested in not the 10,000 nails that go into building the house, or whether they use contract workers or employees for building it. What you care about is finally signing the agreement to take ownership of the home, getting the keys to your new house, and finally having your dream first home that you can now move into and live, where you're paying your own mortgage instead of somebody else's mortgage. So that's a way to start to think about highest value from your client's point of view. They don't care about the 10,000 nails, which is what accounting professionals typically are talking about, is the workflow and the different tasks that you might be doing for them. What your clients care about is the dream of home ownership. They want to be able to finally be paying their own mortgage instead of somebody else's. And that's what you want to understand, is what is that dream to your clients? What is it that they are working towards that's meaningful for them? And they're willing to put in the time, effort, and the money in order to achieve that milestone. So when you're thinking about highest value, let's think about it from your client's point of view, and what is the dream that they're working for that's meaningful for them, instead of looking at what is important to you. According to CPA.com, they did a survey and found that 60% of accounting professionals now offer advisory services. So this is the wave of the future with accounting professionals in general, because of changes in technology, and it is really where people can go onshore, they can use locally, they can use AI to get some of their services done, or they can go offshore to get help. The way that accounting professionals are now making a difference is by offering those higher level advisory services. Intuit did a roundtable discussion of accounting professionals to come up with a general term as to how to define advisory services. And what these accounting professionals on this roundtable decided to define it, and I love the definition, is understanding your client challenges, being able to offer strategies that create new opportunities towards growth for your clients. So once again, the way to have an easy definition, and we're all on the same page now about what advisory services mean, is understanding your clients' challenges, being able to offer specific strategies that lead to opportunities for growth for your clients. You actually may already offer advisory services in a very organic way. And because that is kind of hidden, your clients don't fully realize that you're doing this for them, or because of the fact that you're doing it organically, you're now not getting the full compensation that you can for it. And so some of the things to think about is you might already be educating your clients about financials and helping them become more financially savvy in their business. Maybe someone's calling you for a consult and you're meeting with them, and it turns into an unattended pick your brain session. We gave them a lot of information. They thanked you for telling them and answering all their questions, and then they move on. Possibly a client calls you with that quick, only going to take 5-minute question, and it turns into a 30-minute meeting, which affects your whole day, the things you've been working on, and your workflow. Maybe you love helping people and you give so much information away for free, where you do possibly a service and your clients can call you anytime with their questions, and it's an open door policy, but you're not getting compensated for it. Or possibly you want to be able to bring this in and you're doing this with your clients already, but you don't know how to charge for it. So those are some of the ways that you might already be offering organic advisory services and already filling those needs for your clients. And now we want to make it to where you're well compensated and they see the value of them having access to you and being able to have you share knowledge in order for them to move forward. Now, when you think about advisory services, a lot of times it might feel like something new, it might feel like a risk for you, and you're not sure if you can do it. Well, your clients actually want it. And this is where making the decision to add this into your firm takes courage, and the confidence comes later. The very first thing is mindset. You have to first connect with your value before you can expect your clients to recognize the value that you offer. And some of the things that might get in the way of you connecting with your value might be I don't have enough credentials to do this. My clients, they don't really care about that. My clients are price sensitive. They just want me to do the work. They never want to meet with me. How can I actually bring this in and explain it or market it to other people? I've only been in business for a year. I can't do this. But the truth is, maybe you've been in the profession for 20 years. You're just new to being a business owner, but you've been in the profession for 20 years. So those are some of the things to think about is we first had to get out of our own way and connect with our value before we can be able to offer it to our clients and be able to explain the value to them. And then after the mindset part comes the strategy. That is where you want to be able to understand the big picture. And the strategy is two places. How do we strategically bring this into your services in order for your clients to be able to benefit from your knowledge and your expertise? But also, how can you give your clients strategies and insights in order to be able to have those opportunities for growth? And then the third part is the tactical steps. These are the essential steps that someone would be taking, and once again, in two ways. How to be able to tactically bring this into your services and your offerings in order to be able to work with your clients at a higher level. Maybe you need to think about how to be able to clear your plate of some of the things you're doing now in order to have more time, because you see the benefits of doing this. You are just maxed out on time and can't squeeze in any additional services. So how to be able to tactically bring this into your firm, but also the other part is from your client's point of view. How to be able to give them the tactical steps in order for them to implement and follow through. So in order to offer advisory services mindset, you first have to connect with your value before you can expect other people to recognize the value. And then the strategy goes in two ways, how to strategically bring this into your firm. And then the other part is when you're meeting with clients, how to be able to give them the strategy and create a strategy with them that they can follow through and implement. And then the tactical goes in two ways also for you. It would be how to make room in order to be able to offer this to your clients because you're already maxed out with time. And then as you're offering advisory services, how to be able to teach them the tactical steps in order to be able to start implementing and getting success from having these advisory services with you. So once again, the first thing is that it takes courage and the confidence does come later. What I find is that so many accounting professionals, they are client-centered already. You care about your clients. You want them to see the benefits of working with you. You get joy when you see that their business is growing and that they're actually able to start to expand, offer higher level services to their clients, and that they are making a difference. I just see this as a wave effect. If you are able to help your clients in a certain way, then they're able to put that into action. They can help their clients, and those people can then help other people at a higher level. So it just becomes this wave of good. And you might already, as I mentioned, be organically offering advisory services to your clients. And this is where I believe you don't need the credentials. So I'm going to say something a little contrarian. You do not need any additional courses. You do not need any additional letters behind your name where you can now feel that you are ready to offer advisory services. If clients are coming to you with questions and people are taking are coming to you, they want to know your advice, your input, they want to be able to maybe get your input about the financials before they make a decision in their business, then you are already offering advisory services. And the reason that I feel you don't need the credentials in order to do it is because we've all seen someone that might be more advanced or have higher credentials that you do, and you've looked at their work and you maybe scratched your head and wondered why their work was at this level when you know it ought to be at a higher level. And there are many, many people with more credentials than you have or more experience than you have that are not able to deliver the same quality of work as you do. So once again, if you're already giving clients insights, helping them make better decisions in their business because of them having the financials, then you're already doing it. You do not need to have the credentials behind your name in order to help the having your clients benefit from advisory services. When I first connected with Susan, she was definitely focused on the technical parts of her work. She was seen as a technician. A lot of her clients, she believed, were price sensitive. She did not enjoy having, especially the initial consultation, because she didn't want to be salesy. She wanted to have people say yes. She was a people pleaser, and no felt a little bit uncomfortable for her. So while we were working together, she had someone come to her that needed a cleanup project. And I wanted to bring your attention to cleanup number 1 on here. And with this, if she would have just calculated what was important to her, which was her time by her hourly rate, she would have charged $1,500 for the cleanup project. And Susan always underestimated those projects. So even when she was charging according to her time and cost, she still ended up having lower profit margin because usually she found that the projects were more complicated than she initially assessed. And we had a brief conversation as to what the value of having this done would be to the client and understanding it from the client's point of view. And by doing that, we were able to realize that she could actually charge more for this project than just looking at her time and cost. By looking at it from the client's point of view, we went ahead and priced the cleanup project at $7,900. No additional time spent working. And I will say that when she met with this client about the project and what the investment would be, she was shaking in her boots. She was very, very nervous. But because this is a formula, she knew the exact questions to ask. She knew how to present it to them. She was prepared for some of the objections that might come up. And also she was able to ask them to pay in full before she started the project. So she just followed the formula step by step. She was very, very nervous. They went ahead and said yes, and they paid her in full because she was following a process before she even got started. As a result of that, she made an additional $6,400 in revenue, pure profit, no additional time spent working. And this gave her the insight that her clients were not as price sensitive as she believed that they were. As a result of that, she started charging more for her services. She started raising fees with clients. And this is just a little bit of what she shared with me. Over 9 months, she brought an additional $56,000 in revenue. But the other thing that happened was before she started doing this, Susan was working 7 days a week, 70 hours a week. And as we were moving forward with this process, not only did she increase her revenues, but she cut back her time to 3 days a week, 20 hours a week. So think about what would be different for you if you were able to increase what was in your bank account while you were able to actually take back some of your personal time. Okay, we're going to be moving forward now and going into the Kickstart strategy. And we have our next poll. What's your confidence level as an advisor? Highly confident. I'm interested but need to know more. I don't feel qualified.
Okay, if everyone would take a few minutes and answer the poll, you should see it on your screen. If for any reason you don't or you can't answer, just answer in the chat, and that will work just as well. All right, so got some responses coming in. Give it a few more seconds here.
And Ted, did anybody have any questions?
Let me go check real quick or double check.
Thank you.
None at the moment. Okay, let's see. Polka. Open poll. Okay, give it another 2 or 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, highly confident, 18%. I'm interested but need to know more, 36%. And I don't feel qualified, 18%. Not applicable, 27%.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And let's talk about the future of accounting because it has been changing rapidly. What I see is that it is because of technology and people being able to get into the field that couldn't get into it before. Also because clients can now do some of the things that they couldn't do on their own before. It is rapidly changing. And if you are not making some of these changes along with it, then you might be ending up following the lead of Blockbuster, Kodak, and travel agents, where they got on board too late. And as a result of that, they went ahead and they really aren't at the same level as they used to be. Blockbusters only has one store. They used to be everywhere as far as a video giant, and they got on board with streaming too late. They couldn't keep up with Netflix. Kodak, they still do have products, but they are not the camera giant that they used to be. So think about that. And as we know, people that used to use travel agents can now do most of their bookings online on their own. So that is part of what's happened with the accounting professional, also because of technology. And I want you to be able to be ahead of the game and aware of the changes and adaptations that will keep your firm vibrant, profitable, and continuing to have you serving your clients at that higher level. And by being able to add in advisory services, what happens is that once again, you're relevant as opposed to irrelevant. The other thing is you start working with higher value clients. You're able to charge more for your services. And when you're moving this direction, you're also able to work with them at a higher level. So you might not need as many clients in order to meet your revenue needs. This means that you might be going from that factory approach of needing a lot of clients, which was true for Susan when we first met as well, and going to working more closely, but you don't need as many clients because you're working with them at a higher level and they're paying you higher fees because of that. So think about the future of accounting and where you fit into it. The other thing that I see for accounting professionals is the numbers tell a story. And you are uniquely qualified to be able to understand what the numbers are in your client's business, be able to see patterns, gain insights, be able to extrapolate information that leads to those growth opportunities for your clients. And you are uniquely qualified to be able to explain to your client about the numbers and how to be able to understand them in order to make better business decisions. And there are so many times where clients don't really understand the numbers to the degree that you do. And if they had those insights from you, they would be able to advance their own business further than what they think that they could. They might be able to increase their profit margin. Maybe they would be able to improve efficiencies in order to not have to work as many hours in their own business because of the fact that they now have you on their team giving them insights. So I believe that the numbers tell a story. You are uniquely qualified to understand and interpret what that data means in order for your clients to make better business decisions, in order to have a business that really supports them and their lifestyle instead of one where they're feeling like they're burning out and they just don't have the motivation or the desire any longer. So really getting on board with the advisory services helps you to really give them better insights in order for them to grow their dream business. Now, these are some of the benefits of having financial insights for your clients is they're now making informed business decisions. They can increase their profit margin because they have someone that's watching their cash flow and making sure that they're collecting on time or that they are paying their taxes on time, no more penalties. They're getting a hold of their budget in order to be able to pay their credit card fees on time. They are improving their cash flow because of the fact that they are on top of collections and having someone else help monitor or give them insight about their expenses. They might have insights in working with you closely on a growth strategy. There might be budgeting involved with that. They're avoiding costly mistakes because they are able to get reports that help them see which are the things that are that contribute to their profit and what might actually be a loss leader in their business. But the other part that happens when you're working with them closely with advisory services is that you work with a large range of other businesses also. You don't have one client, you have many different clients, and your different clients might be at different points in their own growth path with their business. So you might have some clients who are startups, some that are in a very accelerated growth phase, and you might have more mature clients as well that are looking for that exit strategy. And you can take the insights from other businesses that you're working with and help this particular client with where they're going on their business journey as well. So that's something to think about. The other part of it is that a lot of business owners, they're kind of in a silo. They have people coming to them wanting information from them, but who do they go to when they have questions? And this is where you can be a resource for them to be able to throw around ideas, be able to figure out what's the best next move for them, and be able to have someone who's not inside their own business, but more of that outside person that's going to give them an honest answer in order for them to make the best decisions possible. And they feel like they have you as a resource when they have more questions than answers with their own business. So those are some of the things to think about, is that you work with a wide range of businesses, and all the insights that you've gained can apply to an individual client. Your clients are sometimes in a silo. They need to run around ideas with someone else, and you can be that person for that client. And the other part of it is, by doing this, they now see you as that consultant or advisor as opposed to a technician. And to recognize that as an advisor, when you're meeting with a client, you want to focus on what is in their best interest so they can make the best decision possible, as opposed to what might be in your best interest. So those are some of the benefits of having financial insights for your clients. With Bill, when we first connected, he's very, very involved in his community. He gives back a lot to his community. But when he was talking with people about what he does and his accounting firm services, he was focusing all on the workflow and the technical things, that long laundry list that was on his services page. And because of that, people saw him as a technician. But Bill happens to have a master's in business. He has an MBA, and he wasn't leading with his expertise, his insights, the way that he was able to actually help his clients move forward with their businesses. So what we did is we started to find ways for him to communicate his value when he was networking with people, whether it was virtually or in person, for them to really see the expertise, the value that he brings to the table for his clients. And by just having the right words and changing his focus, he was able to actually bring in an additional $10,000 in new business in less than 30 days. So that was something that really gave him insights to be able to lead more with what was important to his clients. He knew he was learning how to communicate value from what was really deeply mattered to them. And as a result, he was working with higher level clients. We're going to move on to section 3, and this is rising up as a valued advisor. Okay, Tad, the next poll is going to be, who would you offer advisory services to? It would be all my clients, a select few of my clients. I'm just not sure yet.
Okay, that poll should be on everyone's screen. If you would take a few seconds and answer it. Got a few answers coming in. Give it a few more seconds here. Just pick one. We do have a not applicable answer about that, so you're welcome to pick that if you'd like. Okay, a couple more seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we'll close the poll. And all right, interesting on this one. It split right down the middle, or across the board, really. All my clients is 30%. A select few of my clients is 30%. I'm unsure is 30%. And then not applicable is 10%.
Perfect. Excellent. And I just want to remind you, if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat to Tad. I would love to answer your questions. And Tad, I believe that I gave you a link to a resource. If you can put that in the chat, I would appreciate that. And
Did. I will do that right now.
Thank you so much. And this is where we've been talking about advisory services. And you might be wondering how to be able to offer them in your own firm, or maybe you're already offering them, but you want to be able to maybe dial it in even better because there's always room for improvement with all of us. So if you would like to have my resource, it's called your advisory meeting guidelines, then go to businesssuccesssolution.com/advisor, and it's going to give you some insights to think about, some strategies, some tactical steps to start to be able to offer them to your clients in order for them to see the value of what you offer, be able to meet with your clients, have them really view you as that consultant as opposed to being a technician with them. And these are some of the things you want to think about. So these are the steps to really look at in order to start bringing advisory services into your firm. And once again, as I'm going through this, if questions are coming up, please go ahead and let Tad know so that I can actually give you what you need in order to implement right now, right away, no more thinking about that, into your firm. And the main thing you want to focus on, number one, is the numbers to aim for. And this is not your numbers of how many advisory clients you want. This is where you want to be asking great questions from your clients so you're understanding what numbers they want to aim for. You want to be asking questions about what they want to achieve, maybe over the next 12 months. Some people like to focus on a 3-year goal or a 5-year goal. I find for me, 12 months is a great goal to start with because it's still distant in the future where you can have an impact on whether they are able to meet that goal or even exceed it. But it's not so far in the future where it still feels like a dream to them and not really achievable, that what they do today doesn't matter down the road. So I like focusing on 12-month goals, understanding what clients want. And the other thing I want to focus on is what does this matter to them? If they achieve this goal, how would that make a difference for what they're able to do? Or how would that make a difference in their personal life? The other part is what concerns they might have about not being able to reach this goal. And those give you a lot of insights as to what it is that they want to aim for, why this matters to them, what concerns they might have that you might actually be able to help them solve and remove in order to keep them moving forward. And the other thing that's going to come out of this is I want you to figure out what is the metrics, the data that you ought to be paying attention to, the KPIs, the key performance indicators that you want to be able to help them track in order to know if they're moving forward and actually on target to hit their goal, or if maybe they're off track and they need to course adjust in order to be able to get back moving forward to hitting their numbers. So knowing the numbers right off the bat deeply matters. And then the next thing you want to focus on is the results. And this is really the bigger picture of that 12-month goal. I'm going to stick with 12 months. And part of what you want to think about is for them understanding how you can be a resource to them. And so some of the things to think about when you're moving this direction is the results that they care about from their point of view is by meeting with you and having these advisory services is how can this be easier because of the fact that they're having these meetings with you and they're getting advisory services from you. So how can you make it easier for them because of the fact that they're working closely with you? How can you maybe help them achieve this faster than what they thought possible? So if you can help them actually with budgeting better or with improving their cash flow better or some other things, how can you help them achieve it faster than what they thought possible? So an example of that is one of my clients was working closely with one of their business owners, and they were able to help this business owner do a build out a year earlier than what they thought that they could initially do. And so that was a way that they were able to help them achieve a result faster than what this business owner thought was possible. So once again, how can you help your clients achieve something faster? So the other thing is how can you help them save money? Because the fact that you are looking at the financials and you're giving them insights about it, you might be able to help them avoid some costly mistakes. that they would be making if they didn't have the insights and having these meetings with you. So think about how you can help them save money. And a lot of it is by making more informed decisions, or it's about avoiding costly mistakes because they have insights. And the other part is how to help them make money. And this is where you might give them insights into their business about how to be able to focus more on the things that are high profit margin, or knowing that when clients want this, they also want this other thing. Or maybe your clients have to bid for work and they're not really looking at the job costing part of it, and you're giving them insights into job costing so they're actually able to put in better bids for the job. So that is something to think about. Is there are 4 things that your clients care about when we're talking about results. They want to know that you can help them make it easier, faster, save them money, make them money. And actually, number 5 is by working closely with you, they are making better business decisions because they had the financial data and insights in order to be able to move forward with their business. The next thing you want to think about is when you're going to have advisory services, what are you going to be talking about? What are you going to focus on during those meetings? And some of the things that my clients focus on when they're doing advisory services is collections and reducing write-offs. The other thing is forecasting for expansion. Remember, I talked about that build out a year earlier than that client expected. That meant that if they were able to do that build out earlier, everything that they did because they were able to advance earlier was like compounding interest in the bank for them. Another thing is budgeting, getting a handle on the money in and out of their business in order to be able to not having to feel like they are chomping at the bit and maybe they're going to make payroll or not. They're now able to better budget their needs and their services. The next part is near-term strategic planning. So not only focusing on that 3 to 5 year plan, but really looking at what it is that they want to accomplish over the next year, and then doing what I call reverse engineering, starting from the year out and working backwards so that they know exactly where they need to be at certain points of time over that 12-month course. And then the other part is tax planning. All of your clients need tax planning in order to be on time with their payments, in order to avoid the penalties, in order to feel like they are not stressing out when it's tax season and time to file. So those are just some of the things to think about. What are the topics that you want to talk about with your clients in order to really serve them at the highest level? The other thing that I find with my clients is coming up with packages, because a lot of times you might have clients that feel that they can contact you 24/7. You're available all the time. And if they're reaching out to you on Saturday night at 8 p.m., they're expecting you to stop everything, respond back in 15 minutes. And you know what? That's not the type of business you want to have. That's where your business is taking charge of you instead of you taking charge of your business. If you want to have boundaries and you want to be able to communicate that, actually, the packaging of services starts to do that. It teaches your clients how to best work with you. It also contains things in a scope of services. So as your clients grow and the scope expands, so do the level of packages that you're offering them, and the pricing reflects that also. As a result of that, no longer has the scope of scam expanded, but your fees have remained the same. And this is where you want to have what I call silver, gold, and diamond packages. And the silver will be the bare essentials, and it will bring advisory services into the services that you're already doing for your clients. So with a silver package, this will be the most basic package. It will be the basic needs that your clients need, and maybe you're having 1 to 2 advisory meetings a year with your clients. With the gold packages, this is where most of your clients ought to be, and it is going to be expanding the scope of services that they need from you as far as the financials, and that you're meeting with them more frequently. Maybe you're meeting with them 4 times a year, quarterly, in order to be able to make sure that they are really on target for hitting their year-end goals. And then the diamond package is more of advanced needs. This might be a client that has multiple businesses. They might need an outsourced CFO. it is really almost like being an outsourced accounting department for your clients. And because they see the value of your insights and having understandings about the financials when they're making business decisions, they're going to want to be meeting with you more frequently. So that is how offering packages would fit into your business. First of all, it gives you boundaries so your clients know how to work with you and they understand the expectations of when to communicate with you, how to communicate with you, and how to be a good client. The other thing is it actually allows you to build advisory services into your packages where you're now getting paid for things that you previously gave away for free. So silver, gold, and diamond, and just think about how this would apply to you and your clients if you were able to package your services and offer it to them. And the other thing to think about is that when you're moving in this direction from being seen as a technician into being seen as a consultant or as an advisor, you're actually able to charge higher fees for that because clients are willing to pay higher fees for consultants than they will be for technicians. And this is true for all of us. When they see you as a specialist that understands their specific problems, and that not only do you have the tools, but you have the insights and the know-how that you're willing to share with them in order for them to achieve something that is important to them, then they are actually working with you at a higher level and they are not as price sensitive. And an example of that is when you go into a physician. If you go into a physician for a back problem, then you're going to be paying probably a different rate when you're seeing your generalist who works with a wide range of patients versus when you're seeing a specialist that only works on your specific back problem. You're more willing to pay more for that back specialist because they understand your specific needs. They deal with it all day, every day, and you have the hope that they can help to relieve your back pain. Faster, easier, and better than if you tried a wide range of things and you never got relieved. So once again, think about if you're able to offer advisory services, you build it into what you're doing for your clients, you can actually earn 2 to 3 times more than if you were seen as a technician. So how would that make a difference if you can earn 2 to 3 times more with no additional time spent working? And with Lillian, when we first met, she does bookkeeping, and her highest cleanup project before we started working together was about $1,500. On average, they maxed out at $1,500 for cleaning up a year's worth of books. And when we started working together and bringing advisory services into her firm, first of all, she was able to see the value of what she offered. And then she was able to have the words so that when she was meeting with her potential clients, she was asking specific questions and they were able to see the value of what she offered. As a result of that, she was able to focus on solutions and she was able to offer them solutions and help them see how having a clean set of book was part of the solution that they needed in order to be more profitable in their businesses. As a result of just positioning her cleanup projects as part of the solution for her business owners, she now charges a minimum of $10,000 for cleanup projects. And you might be wondering, for how many months? Is it for a year, for a couple of years? Regardless of whether they need a year's worth of cleanup or less, her starting fee is $10,000 because she's focusing on how having accurate, up-to-date data makes a difference for her clients in their business decisions and how they're moving forward. So this is a big stretch. It was a stretch for her too, but she is confident in what she's offering. And how would that make a difference for you? And part of what happened is that from there, they move into packages. So these are the packages that Lily Ann offers. And I'm sharing these with you for inspiration to model. But please, this is proprietary to Lily Ann. Please do not copy it. But she has a basic, a pro, and a premium package. And what she's able to show her clients is that She's able to deliver on a certain amount of services depending on what their needs are and what package is the right fit for them. So she's moving them into a package that's the right fit for them instead of one that would be of her best interest. And that is really the essence of an advisor, is you're focusing on what's in their best interest instead of what's in your best interest. Okay, the last poll, Tad.
All right, just published the poll. First question is, I'd like to schedule a 15-minute consult with Lauren. Next is, this looks interesting. I'd like to find out a little more. And then lastly, not interested at this stage. So if everyone would take a few moments and answer that, we'll get this taken care of. All right, a few more answers coming in. All right, let's go to about 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Close the poll. And just in a quick note here, everyone's, I take it, whoa, 2 answers came in. 2 people would like to know a little more, to find out a little more. So we'll get you information on that after the webinar. If you would, though, as the webinar wraps up here afterwards, just go to your My Courses page, answer the 1 question final exam that is open on your My Courses page now. Say, yes, I attended the webinar, and it will generate your certificate of completion. Okay, Lauren, I'll leave it up to you to wrap up.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So what we covered today was integrate into your firm, the Kickstart strategy, and rise up as a valued advisor. And Tan, I believe you have one more link to please put in the chat.
I do. Hang on. I will go get that.
Thank you. And what I first want to say is, I so appreciate, I know you're busy working in your business, taking time away from working in your business, joining us today to gain that 1 tactical steps that you can put into your firm right now in order to raise the bar of services you offer and how you work with your clients. So if you found that you got value from our conversation today and you are ready to be able to get this implemented, you want to be able to raise your fees, work with higher value clients, add in those advisory services, then I put aside a couple Path to Profit strategy sessions. They do have a $500 value. They are complimentary. It is a dedicated conversation that really focuses on you, your firm, and what it is that you want to achieve. If you are interested in that, please go to businesssuccesssolution.com/let's talk. Once again, businesssuccesssolution.com/let's talk. The link is in the chat as well. And that is the way to get started, to have a complimentary Path to Profit strategy session. Once again, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us today and taking the time to work on your business to really raise the bar and offer services at a higher level. Tad, back to you.
All right. Thank you again, Lauren. Thanks, everybody, for showing up today. And any questions after this is over, just let us know in the chat or through an email on the site for us or for Lauren, and we'll forward it to Lauren if it's for her. Otherwise, thanks again, and have a great rest of your week.